Nation, I'm going to hit you with a couple of equations. First off, coverkillernation plus dubstep equals no. Yeah. Second one, KoRn plus dubstep equals question mark. The Path of Totality by KoRn. This is a KoRn album which they originally intended to be a regular album, but then as the development of it went along, it took more of a dubstep electronic direction, which they have dubbed as future metal. I hope this isn't the future, because if this is what metal is completely, it sucks. But I'm not going to be overly critical, because there's some other things that I have to say that's going to make it sound like I'm contradicting myself, so let's get to it. First off, I don't understand dubstep. I don't understand the craze. I don't understand why everybody likes it. Dubstep basically to me is music that's just completely chaotic with electronics. Almost as though the people that are making it thought, well, grindcore and, you know, all that stuff is really chaotic and people love that. Let's do that with electronic music. Cool, that sounds like an idea. And then they did it. That's my unabridged personal history of dubstep. So, anyways, KoRn's The Path of Totality has a lot of contributions from dubstep artists such as Skrillex, such as Excision, such as 12th Hours, such as Feed Me, which is just funny to me, and Downlink, and Dat Sick, and, you know, the names are some that you know, most of which you don't, and the thing of it is that you're going to see little periodic differences between each and every artist that's contributing on the tracks on this album. However, it's still all under the same basic umbrella, so it's not going to be too incredibly difficult to discern. Now, there are a couple different editions of this album. For my own personal safety and for the benefit of those with flash photography, I only did the 11-track edition, which clocks in at under 40 minutes, because I figured if this is really bad, then I don't want to have to do this for a really long time. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually trying to preserve myself from torture since Christmas is coming. It's my little Christmas gift to myself. But whenever I listen to this album, I get a couple of different things in mind. First off, a lot of dubstep sounds the same. There's a lot of basic ideas and principles to dubstep that are extremely similar, and they take place in a lot of the music. It's something where there's that wah, 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 and, you know, there's a lot of different little patterns going on within the chaos that makes it very recognizable as dubstep, whereas, you know, there's 25,000 other steps in the whole electronic music genre, and then there's trance, and then there's house, and then there's happy hardcore, which I love because I love Scooter. But dubstep is instantly discernible right now, considering it's just the one that sounds the most extremely aggressive, but also has those same characteristics. I gotta say this though, this is an album that's filled with a pretty decent array of experimentations in this little department by KoRn. And KoRn, why are you a nu metal band? This is the best album that you've done in years. This is the best KoRn album in years. Yes, I said it. That's not saying a hell of a lot. It's not like it's, you know, Follow the Leader, where I was still into them. It wasn't like Life is Peachy or the first self-titled album, KoRn, which were both groundbreaking. No, this isn't groundbreaking, folks. This isn't an album that's going to spurn the future of metal. I mean, I bet you there's going to be a lot of other bands that form because of this album and start to move in this same direction. In fact, there's a couple of groups out there already that's already infusing a little bit of this electronic idea along with heavy metal bands such as Asking Alexandria and Attack Attack, just to name a few, and I'm sure that there are others that I'm missing. However, this is not future metal. This is not the future of it, alright? And if it ends up becoming the future of metal, then our genre's in some very serious trouble. So all of you guys that are out there that are younger than I am, that have musical talent, please do everything in your power to get your asses signed, because we need to counteract this infectious disease. Path of Totality will be known as one of the groundbreaking albums in this particular, or in this genre, or at least in the realm of electronic and metal collaborations. It's going to be one of the most high profile as well, considering it is a band such as KoRn doing it with artists that are at the top of their field in the dubstep department, such as Skrillex. However, whenever I listen to it, it's a good mix. It's something that is kind of unique and clever to listen to. However, it grows very tiring after a couple of tracks. The novelty of it wears out very quickly, and that's the main principal complaint that I'm going to have about this, is that if it was just a couple of songs, it would be a nice little diversion and something that could be potentially expanded upon in the future. But instead you're hit with a whole entire album, and you just get very, very worn down, even though this is only under 40 minutes. And that's why I think it's really in trouble, because it's under 40 minutes in length, and the novelty wears out before, I would say, minute number 25. So there's some good tracks on here, I won't lie. There are some things that are very creative, and as I said, this is the best KoRn album in years, but that just goes to show you how shit KoRn's been since about the year 2000. Overall, this will have a notorious legacy. Amongst the dubsteppers, I believe that they're going to be semi-divided, but more are going to lean towards embracing and loving this record. Those who aren't going to be willing to embrace it will be due to Jonathan Davis's stupid comments about how he invented dubstep. Idiot. Anyways, as for the rest of us, I believe it's going to be a very house divided. Most of the people who are KoRn fans will like this because it's KoRn. Most of the people who hate KoRn will hate this because it's KoRn. And those that are in the middle will have to discern for themselves. I know that didn't tell you a whole hell of a lot of information, but this album doesn't tell me a whole hell of a lot of information. I don't really know. I don't know if this is the direction that they intend on keeping. I don't even know if this is just a one-off. But all I have to say is this. KoRn, if you're going to decide to continue making records after this, which I'm assuming you are, I would incorporate this into them, because you do get better whenever this stuff's going on. It's almost like dubstep, like masks you sucking. I feel dirty just saying that. If I were to give this a numerical score, 6.5 out of 10. It's a little bit above average, but on my scale, that's actually kind of low. On my scale, if you got a 6, you suck. If you got a 7, it's pretty good. If you got an 8, it's pretty average, or pretty damn good. You know, 9's awesome, and 10's unreachable. 6.5, meh. It's a novelty album. Will it spurn future metal? I hope not. But if it does, then fuck you. I'm confused. I'm contradicting myself. Ow. My brain's sad.